Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. I have about 6 pieces of news, 6 topics on this video. I have to make sure that I compress the news in small videos because there's so much out there that if I would make a video I would go 2 hours straight. This news, these topics that I have for this video have to do mostly with Ukraine and Russia. And we're going to talk about the Kursk invasion. If you are familiar with the issue, the Ukrainians started a special operation in Kursk. That's what the Russians are doing over there. There are contradictory reports. Some say that the Russians were able to stop the Ukrainian incursion. Some say they were not able to. That's the first one. The second one, the Ukrainians claim and the Russians actually report as well, that the Ukrainians conducted a massive drone attack on a few oblasts inside Russia, and they had some success destroying about 700 guided bombs, Russian guided bombs, in a warehouse or so. I have that here as well. Another one is we find out who the profiteers of war and maybe the sponsors of the war, the ones behind the Ukraine war, are. And something unrelated to the issue, Rheinmetall, the German arms manufacturing company, doubled its profits during the war. And they say that they've never seen such a arms boom in their life, the Rheinmetall CEO says. Of course you haven't. This is real. So I'm gonna go over that with 2 articles, one from Bloomberg and one from Russia Today. Another one, Finland says that they will not hold a Trump peace summit. Well, you will not hold one. You will be made to hold one. Do you think that Finland matters? If the US president, whomever he is, says Finland, bend over, Finland is already there. Believe me. Now, that's another one. Another article here. Ukraine brings word to Russia in massive drone strike on military government targets. And I will show you some maps as well. And the Russians claim that they destroyed some Ukrainian UAVs on that attack. And then we have the last topic here, and this has to do with Serbia. Mr. Vučić, the president of Serbia, might have a little coup ready for him. We're going to discuss that too. So let's start with the beginning. And let's go here. Agence France Presse. And let me put my goggles. Russia launches new operation to halt advancing Ukrainian troops. This article is from today, Saturday, August the 10th, 2024. Moscow on Saturday mounted a, and I'm quoting, counter-terror operation in 3 border regions adjoining Ukraine to halt Kiev's advance deeper into Russia and warned that the fighting endangered a nuclear power plant. And not only some little pipelines over there, oil pipelines or gas, we'll find out, right? Ukrainian units stormed into Russia's western Kursk region on Tuesday morning in a shock attack, the largest and most successful cross-border offensive by Kiev of the 2.5-year conflict. Its troops have advanced several kilometers and the Russian army has rushed in reserves and extra equipment, including convoys of tanks, rocket launchers, and aviation units, though neither side have given precise details on how the extent of the forces they have committed on the extent. Russian nuclear agency on Saturday warned the Ukrainian attack posed a direct threat, end quote, to the nearby Kursk nuclear power region. So this is what's going on. So where is that Kursk region? This is where Kursk Oblast is. This is Ukraine, and here is Kursk. So the Ukrainians advance on this area towards Kursk. Successful so far. All right, let's go. I read another article where I think it was from, I can't remember exactly where it was, but they claimed that some residents in Kursk supposedly sent a video to the dictator Putin and to show him that actually the situation in Kursk is not under control as Putin's generals reported. Now, why would you trust the Russians now, and why would you think that Putin, the dictator, would watch that video? But anyway, this is just propaganda. Maybe it's so. We're going to find out in the near future. All right, next topic. Bloomberg, a Rheinmetall CEO says arms boom is the biggest he's ever seen. That's correct. It is. And why is that? Because the sponsors, and I think some people who donate certain money to campaigns, I don't know about Germany anyway, but I cannot exclude the fact that the arms manufacturing corporations are not involved in any lobbying on the politicians to make sure that they will have orders. Hey, how much? Okay, all right, we're going to provide that. Remember, von der Leyen, that unelected official, unelected by the European Union, she is the president of the European Commission, blah, blah, blah. She used to be the defense minister. Defense means arms, in Germany. All right. If you look at Mr. Pistorius, the current defense minister of Germany, he's all for the war should expand. So always look at che bono. Who benefits? And in this case, it was obviously the banks, financial system, because they will reconstruct as well. And do you think the Rheinmetall gets the money from where? From the German government, and German government gets money from what? From what? From the taxes, from the revenues, or they borrow money from where? I don't know, from my pocket. So, and that is also the energy sector. So these are the three that I can figure out. The first one is the financial. Second one is the military, industrial complex, and the third one is the energy sector. These are the lucky winners of this war. Why? Because, it's always like this, Emil, always. So don't you think that they would have something to do with the, some big countries' refusal to negotiate peace with Russia? Before 2022, I think that I have everything to do with that. If not, we live in a utopic world, in a childish world, which we don't. So let's read here and find out more details about this fantastic, unexpected boom, bagaboom. Rheinmetall AG is seeing record growth because of Europe's defense ramp up in response to Russia's invasion of Ukraine, with annual jumps in revenue expected for years to come. Yes, because there is the boogeyman over there, and this guy said Russia will attack us, therefore we have to arm ourselves. So you give your old weapons to Ukraine, all right, they will be destroyed, and you're gonna order new weapons to make sure that you are prepared for Russia's imaginary invasion of Europe. And then you have to also supply Ukraine with the tens of billions of dollars with weapons that the countries will buy in Ukraine's name. How? By getting some little loans. From where? From the financial system. So it's a little round table. All right. So what do we have here? Let's see how much, because I know I have some numbers here. For the years coming, the German makers of Leopard tanks and ammunition expect an annual surge in sales of about 2 billion euros, which is $2.2 billion, after massively investing in additional capacity as well as making acquisitions since Russia's annexation of Crimea 2014. For 2024, Rheinmetall sees revenue raising to around $10 billion. That's great. That's great. Let me know when was the last time when you had such a lucky strike. And no. Anyway, so let's see what we have here. Rheinmetall is among a number of European weapons contractors that has seen sales surge amid the growing threat, manufactured threat, from Russia and questions around the US commitment to the NATO military alliance. Defensive alliance, you forgot that lie over there. Its orders backlog came in at 48.6 billion euros, that's about $50 billion at the end of June, and is expected to swell to as much as 70 billion euros by the end of this year, which is about $75 billion. Operating profit more than doubled to 270 million euros in the second quarter. That's just a profit, outpacing a rise in sales. The company will likely reach the upper end of its full-year margin guidance of 14% to 15%. Paper Ger, that's the Paper Ger, is the CEO, said Thursday on a call with analysts. Rheinmetall shares rose as much as 2.6 in Frankfurt percent. They were up 75% this year. Wow! So who invested in Rheinmetall got a 75% increase this year. So do you think those guys, the investors, would like the war to stop? Niet. So you got it? All right, you got it. Let's go and see what Russia Today says about this garbage. Russia Today, 9th of August 2024. German arms giant doubles profits amid Ukraine conflict. All right, here it is. Rheinmetall has boosted its sales by a third this year. And they give you basically the same. In a statement on Thursday, Düsseldorf-based firm said sales in the first half of this year had increased by a third to 3.8 billion euros, which is $4.14 billion, while operating profits increased 91% to 404 million. Now, okay, the company's order book is now worth a record $53 billion, the statement boosted. Got that? Got that. We don't have any statements from any banks' profits, do we? And when you say banks, don't think about the banks in general. You have about 3 or 4 big ones who own the little ones, and then you don't need the little mom and pop banks, the so-called, how do you call those, credit union banks. And don't do that, don't do business with those guys. Those are a rip-off as well. Not direct experience in a way that I got ripped off. I went and I saw the offers, and you can't do business with those guys. When I came to the United States of America, I was told, oh, don't go to the big banks. Go to the credit unions. They will offer you, they're more humane. No, they're not, and their business sucks. Therefore, go to the big banks. They're going to swallow the credit union banks. Therefore, we're going to have monopolies. But who's going to break them? Nobody. Why? Because they're in charge. All right, let's see how Finland flexes its muscles and says, we are not going to hold Trump peace summit. All right. Why? I will explain. So the Telegraph. Finland will not hold Trump peace summit, says Foreign Minister, August 8, 2024. So let me give you this example. Let's say you have a neighbor over there that you don't like. You hated that neighbor. Right? You have some problems in the past. And let's say there's a problem somewhere, people die, and this person over there, your neighbor, who you don't like at all, possibly could solve the issue and stop the bleeding over there. Would you say, no, I don't want him because I have a problem with him, I don't like the guy? Even though the goal would be much, much greater than your, let's say, ego and your little problems. I think you're a up person if you say, no, I don't want the neighbor to even try to stop it. Unless you just want it to continue, which I think Finland right now wants. Remember, if someone like Trump or the United States of America will tell Finland, we tell you that you are going to hold a peace summit, all right? Finland would say, yes, I guarantee you that. But Finland is under occupation now. Why? They're part of NATO. And not only. So this is just a game. Finland. Anyway, let's move on. So let's see what's going on here. And they show us these guys together. Finland has completely ruled out hosting a peace summit between America and Russia, distancing itself from any Donald Trump plan to swiftly end the war in Ukraine if he is re-elected. In an interview at the Telegraph, Elina Valtonen, Finland's foreign minister, oy vey, you're screwed, Finland, said she would not host any peace talks, in the capital, which was the venue for the Cold War era Helsinki Accords in 1975 and more recently the 2018 Trump-Putin summit. It was not Russia, it was Trump and anyway. She said Finland was fully in support of Ukrainian peace objectives. No, you can't. That's a lie. And would only host a summit if Russia showed it was willing to negotiate in good faith, which at this stage looked highly doubtful. Because the other ones are going to negotiate in good faith, correct? Correct. Says who? The media operatives or the system operatives, which are the reporters and the US media, and not only. Why do I say US media? They actually kind of set the tone for everybody else what to say. All right, let's see now the next topic, which has to do with the massive Ukrainian drone attack on Russia and their success. Ram pam pam, let's go. Here it is. This comes from Fox News. Ukraine brings war to Russia in quote-unquote massive drone strike on military and government targets, not civilians. Zero. Ukraine on Friday continued its effort to bring the war onto Russian soil as fighting rages on the Kursk region, Russia's Kursk region, while massive drone strikes were also carried out against military and government targets in at least 4 other western regions. I'm going to show you Russia's Lipetsk region, which sits just north of Kursk, came under attack by Ukrainian drone strikes early Friday, in which an ammunition depot and warehouse were reportedly hit. Some 700 Russian guided bombs were allegedly, I like this word, destroyed in the strike, east to west, media sources told Fox News Digital. So let's see where this Lipetsk region is. Ram pam pam. This is Kursk, right? And Lipetsk is right here. So let me make this like this. This is Lipetsk region. So the Ukrainians supposedly attacked 4 regions around here, and the Russians, it's a Russian map, this is from the 9th, from yesterday, they show attacks on these regions, right? Pop, 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 pop. So Lipetsk was hit right here, and the Ukrainians were able, according to them, allegedly destroyed some 700 Russian guided bombs. So you see, it works. More money, we're going to win the war for the bankers, military-industrial complex, and the energy guys. Local government Igor Artamonov also said the power supplies were disrupted after an energy facility was hit in the attack, Political EU first reported. Russian media, state media, yeah, because they are all owned like Stalin has everything over there, further reported that a military airfield was also on fire in the region following the strike, in which some 19 drones were allegedly intercepted. This according to Russians, right? It is unclear how many drones were fired across the Lipetsk region, and further reporting showed that another 26 drones had been down in Belgorod region, located north of Ukraine, Kharkiv region, and positioned just east of Kursk, according to local Ukrainian reporting. So that is right here, right? In this area. I'm sorry, Belgorod is right here. I was going to Bryansk. Belgorod right here. So in this area so far, plus Lipetsk, plus, let's see, use English, right? But it says, all right, Russia's defense ministry reportedly claimed that 75 drones had been shot down overnight in several regions spanning Ukraine's shared border with Russia, and an additional 5 drones were allegedly shot down over Russian-occupied Crimea in Ukraine's south. So there you have it, 75. Now here it is. Multiple reports on Friday confirmed that Moscow has announced a federal-level state emergency in Kursk, and the Ministry of Defense acknowledged that Ukrainian forces were approaching the strategic town of Sudzha. After open-source reporting this week showed that Ukrainian forces had already captured a key military checkpoint on the Sudzha gas distribution station. All right, so this is what these guys say about the attack, but I have more than that. What do we have here? We have this little town of Bethlehem, which is, what the hell am I doing here? Okay. This is where these guys reported the hit on Lipetsk. So it's the same thing. It's Lipetsk here from a different map. Just, you know, this used to be the border here. This is Moscow here. All right, let's go next to this. Russia claims dozens of UAVs attacked 2 of its oblasts. 2. The other guy said about 4. The Russian Defense Ministry has claimed that their air defense allegedly destroyed 32 aircraft-type drones overnight. According to the Russian Defense Ministry, 26 drones were downed over the Kursk Oblast and another 6 over Yaroslav Oblast. So where is Yaroslav? Yaroslav is northeast of Moscow. So this is Moscow right here where my strong hand is, and I have another map for you. So this is Moscow. Yaroslav is this where my hand is, but it's not written. So northwest of Ivanovo, or west of Ivanovo, all right, and east of this thing right here, Moscow. Got it? This is where the Ukrainians claim they use their drones from here. Right there. And we have now the last article for this video. Russia Today, 10th of August 2024. Serbian president says he received coup warning from Russia. Alexander Vucic has said the security services are working on leads provided by Moscow. Russia warned Serbia about a potential coup attempt. President Alexander Vucic told journalists on Friday. His statement came a day before an expected protest in the nation's capital. According to Vucic, Serbia's security intelligence agency, BIA, is already acting on the leads provided by Moscow. And I'm quoting, "We received official information from the Russian Federation, information transmitted and brought through official channels," the president said, adding that the authorities, and I'm quoting, "are dealing with it and there is no reason to worry. Don't worry, we're gonna squash them." Okay, Vucic did not elaborate on where the threat comes from or who is behind it. I know, from the Kazakhs or something. From the Americans, what do you think? And the Brits, these are the main guys. I don't think Mossad has anything to do with this yet. And I'm quoting, "Serbia is moving forward and they cannot and will not stop it." Forward towards what exactly, Vucic? I always like this kind of terms. I'm for change, as I always say. Obama's change and hope. Changing what kind of change? Give me details. And hope that what? That you're going to be in charge of me or something? So the same here. Serbia is moving forward to what exactly? To the European Union and NATO? It's forward for some. So that's going to be another attempt in Serbia. If I'm going to show you here, if I'm on it, see this little article here. This Kremlin speaks out on attempted Serbian Maidan. Right here. This is the picture of those guys who attacked the government institutions when they lost elections. That's what the people who love democracy, when they lose, some of them, they start rioting and they claim that the elections were rigged, and then they organize a, how do you call that? An insurrection. Oh, only the guys on the right organize insurrections, the other ones protest mostly peacefully because democracy is at stake. We have to defend democracy now. What's democracy? Whenever we win, that's democracy. Whenever we lose, there's no democracy. This is like you used to play games in childhood. When you lose, you cheated. When I win, everything was perfect. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.